Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. Welcome back to another episode of my Tales from the High Seas. So, we were on a Caribbean cruise on the NCL Jade. And it was October 28th. I think it was the second sea day. And Kevin and I decided to go to the Stardust Theater to see a show, to see the 7 o'clock show. And so we went up there, and they have a huge handicap wheelchair parking area on both sides. I mean, it's huge. You can get like 10, 12 wheelchairs and scooters in there. It's awesome. And Kevin did a video about it, and you're going to see how large it is. So we get there, and he, there's no one there. So he parks me in the corner, and he runs, and he gets a folding chair from one of the theater ushers, and he sits it down next to me, and then he starts roaming around, and he does his video. So take a look, and you'll see the entrance to the theater and how large the handicap area is. And of course, you'll see me sitting there. So there you go.
So this is the entrance to the Stardust Theater on the NCL Jade. There is a slight grade here, and on either sides there will be the handicap sitting area, and there's another slight grade here that takes you up. So now that you've seen it, we are going to turn off the camera for a little bit because we can't film during the show, but you can see the rest of the area is filled with stadium style seating.
Okay, so it's now approaching 7 o'clock. We're seated, the lights go down, and the show starts. Now, generally, the shows are about 45 minutes. So, what happens is inevitably is that, people come in late, very irritating. I feel sorry for the people that are down there sitting as everyone is going down the stairs going, excuse me, and everyone's trying to get up and get out of their way as they're trying to get in to the row to sit down. Now, obviously, I don't have that problem because we're up in the handicap area. But the problem we do have is that people come in and they stand behind us, okay? And it's okay if they just come in and they're quiet and they're standing there watching the show. But I got to tell you, it's probably like 75% of the time, they walk in, stand behind you, and just start yicky-yakking away about innocuous bullshit about what they had for dinner. Oh my God, we did some shopping. I bought this beautiful shirt. Oh boy, did you like my earrings? I'm going to take them home and give them to my daughter Sarah, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut up! I mean, I can't tell you how many times Kevin and I have turned around with the dirty looks, at them to, give them the hint to be quiet. I mean, the show is going on. We're trying to enjoy it like everyone else. And they're just clueless. And they see nothing wrong with standing there yakking away, disrupting what we want to be a nice event for us. So we're watching the show, and, I could sense, people walking in and out because, it's a big area. And a few times during the show, I kind of got knocked and bumped, and I thought, what is going on? I mean, this really isn't a tight, confined space. Do people not know how to walk? I mean, it's a huge area. Why are they bumping into me? I was like, oh God, here we go again. So we're watching. And then I see Kevin, and he's constantly turning, looking behind him. And he keeps doing that. And I'm like, what is he looking at? What's going on? He's not saying anything. He just keeps turning and looking. So I'm watching the show. Finally, at about 7:30, 7:35, he looks at me and he says, "Do you want to go?" And I thought, what? I mean, he never does that. He never wants to go. I'm the one who always wants to go. I mean, I'm the one that usually turns to him and goes, "Do you want to go? Are you enjoying the show?" It's either, I really have a headache and I don't feel good, or it's, the show is really stupid. I mean, do you want to stay? I mean, I'll stay if you want to stay. But, if you want to go, I'm more than happy to be, let's go. But this time, he was like, let's go. And I thought that was kind of odd, but, again, I'm ready to go. So I start to kind of figure out who's around me. And I unlock my wheelchair, and I turn and look, and I'm trying to slowly turn my wheels, and I see colorful fabric and beading behind me, and I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty. So I kind of look, I'm straining to look, and there's these 3 Indian women, and they're wearing these beautiful colored saris. I mean, they're gorgeous. And I thought, ooh, those are pretty and sparkly. So I go, as I'm turning, excuse me, and I'm slowly moving. Well, they're not moving. And they're like right behind me. And I thought, oh God, I'm going to run them over. So I start to move. I figure if they see my wheelchair and me moving, they'll get the hint. So the second time I go, excuse me, and I'm a little louder, and nothing. I mean, they're just like mannequins. They're not moving. I'm like, what do I got to do to get these 3 to just move? So finally, the third time, I'm like practically screaming, excuse me! And the woman goes, like that, like I had just pulled out a butcher knife and was ready to hack her to death. I mean, it was like you did not hear me the other 2 times, and now you're acting all, oh my God, he's going to kill me or run me over? What is wrong with you? So now I'm irritated. Now I've gone from, oh, aren't they wearing pretty outfits, to, I'm going to freaking run their asses over. Get the hell out of my way. So they move out of the way, and I go turning, and Kevin and I go, slowly out of the theater, and I'm bitching, going, what is wrong with those 3? Did they not hear me screaming 3 times to move? And he looks at me and he goes, I'll tell you a little bit more when we get out of here. And I went, what? So we leave, get on the elevator, and I think we went up to grab some dessert at the buffet. And I go, what are you talking about? What do you mean, tell me more? More what? He goes, you didn't know it, but she was hanging on the back of your wheelchair. And I was like, what? What do you mean? He goes, she was actually leaning over with her arms and her body and her head and resting on you in your wheelchair. I go, are you shitting me? He goes, no. He goes, that's why I said you want to leave. I go, well, I felt some bumping. I thought people were walking behind me, knocking into the wheelchair. He goes, no, nobody was over. That was her. I go, you're kidding. He goes, no, she was acting like you were a piece of furniture, just kind of resting her arms on your wheelchair like she was, curling up to fall asleep. I go, no way. He goes, way. I was like, let's get out of here. This is ridiculous. I go, oh my God.
So the angel of death breathing down my neck and I didn't even know it.
He goes, yeah. Who does that? Do I look like an inanimate object? Do I look like a piece of furniture that you would just kind of rest your arms and body over and, take the load off? I'm a human being in a wheelchair trying to enjoy a show. I'm not a table or a counter or a couch or a chair, for God's sakes. Who does that? Seriously, where do these people come from? I mean, talk about an invasion of space. Oh my God. I was like, oh, I feel so violated. But seriously, these are some of the people you run into. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing but I mean, I don't get it. Who does that? So that's what happens sometimes. I mean, it's one thing if you're watching the show and you're in the chair in the theater, but you know, when we're in the handicapped parking area and I'm in my wheelchair and he's sitting there, you end up at the mercy of these people who are walking in and out. Little did I know, she was all over me. Oh, I feel so dirty. Oh God, I want to scrub myself raw in a shower. Ugh. Cooties. Don't touch me. I don't like to be touched. Anyways, I was horrified. So, that is my first tales from the high seas aboard the NCL Jade. Ah!
The Angel of Death!
I'll get back to you as I bring you more tales. Wait till you hear the next one. It'll blow your mind. It was the biggest event we had. So stay tuned and we'll be back with a lot more.